Hello, my friends. I have arrived in Nicosia. Thank you, bye-bye. So, this was the bus which I took to Lefkosia or Nicosia, depending which language you like better, Greek or English. And what do you see when you first come to Nicosia? That's something interesting. I can take the mask off. Cool. Solomou Square Intermodal Transfer Station. Intermodal. What other mode besides buses could be here? Have no clue. Or it's just city buses and intercity buses. Okay. Anyway, I'm too tired to make some philosophy here out of nothing. And no need probably as well. Let's find some food. And let's find some, well, maybe first let's find some city bus which I could use for getting to my hostel, because my hostel, although it is very cheap, only €6 per night, and for Cyprus it's cheap. It's not Armenia or Georgia where you could live for €2.50 per night. Although the hostel is very cheap, but it is quite far away, about 5 kilometers away. Okay, I actually see 148. That is nice, because I saw on one app which I sometimes use, Rome to Rio, that 148 goes almost exactly to my hostel, 5 kilometers away from here. Nice. And what is this? A map? Could there be a bus routes as well on that map? That would be even better. Yeah, it's definitely a map. The Greek-speaking part of Nicosia's map. It's a very painful history for them, as far as I understand. And Nicosia is one of those capitals, or maybe the only capital, which is divided, one city divided between two countries, Cyprus and Northern Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. And with this United Nations peacekeepers demilitarized, or whatever it's called, zone in between those two parts. So I guess the history wasn't too pleasant, and I read in one place that it is still not the best topic to discuss with people, because you never know what could come up. I always laugh when I see these things. This web page is not available, or Windows is loading, or Windows has crashed. Okay, good enough. We know when to go, with what to go, and from where to go. Let's find some food. It's funny how everything is closed on Sunday, especially evening. But I was lucky to find an African or Asian shop, and I bought a good deal of fruits and some other stuff, so I'll be good. And it was exactly across the street from the bus station. I already found, while sitting in a bus, another Indian shop which is still open. Everything else is closed, but it was further away. But then I noticed this one, so good. I'm ready. Oh, friends, I just realized something really strange. I looked on the wrong table. I looked here, But this is Monday to Friday, and today is Sunday. And the last one went 20 minutes to 7, so it's 20 minutes before I arrived here even. And look, all the other buses are leaving 20 minutes to 7 on Sundays. These guys don't like to work on Sundays. The shops are closed, the buses are not running. Only these taxi guys are waiting. Now I understand why they're waiting. Nobody else is coming. Okay, guys. I am tired like crazy. Walked too much already. But it looks like it will be a 5-kilometer walk this evening. What can I say to you? Direction is this, and it will be something like 1 hour, if not more, with my ankle walk. Well, these things happen. Not very good start for this city, but if the start wasn't good, the next days will be good, I believe. It looks nice. It looks nice. Yeah. Can't complain about that. Okay, guys, probably I'll switch off now and I'll start eating while walking, and I'll get home a bit later than I thought and a lot more tired than I thought, but at least I'll sleep better and work less today. Okay, guys, see you there.
Not tonight, people.
Well, friends, it takes forever. And I'm getting further and further away from center. It's very far actually, and it is on the very border with that no man's land between those two Cypruses. And here, I don't know if I can show you, there's an open field, and on my map it shows that very soon starts the no man's land, and those lights on that side, I don't mean this house, but those far lights, they are on the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, on the opposite side of this no man's land. And that hostel is almost or exactly the very last house before that no man's land. So it's really away from everything, which I knew, but I didn't know I'll have to walk all that distance. And it's a pity I didn't take the camera out, because I was a bit lazy. But when I walked before, it was a strange feeling, and it was strange because that area had exactly, well, it's almost like this here, but not exactly. And that area had exactly the same kind of feel as the nightly Pinelands area in Cape Town, South Africa. I don't even know what was that which was so similar, but I felt exactly the same as there. Kind of exactly the same feeling. I don't know what it is. I still have to guess that. The vegetation, the climate, the planning of the area, the cars, the conflict situation between the different ethnic groups who are living there. I don't know, what is it? I just got that strange feel that it's exactly the same. It felt exactly the same as that Cape Town area. Strange, but these things happen sometimes. And here you can see, this is the last light, the end of the street, and according to my map on the left, where the lights are, should be the hostel. That's weird. On the very, very edge of the no man's land. I don't know if you can see, can I zoom it? The pole with the cameras and lamps, or something of that sort, I'm not sure. So I understand that that's already on the border, and there starts this area, that UN peacekeeping zone where nobody should walk, the zone between the two Cypruses. Wow. Yeah, it is hostile. It is. I see it now. Good. Welcome home. Finally, welcome home. I'll definitely sleep well. And it wasn't actually that terrible a walk, because it wasn't so hot anymore, so it was easy to walk. And I took my time. I didn't run. But it was quite long, and my ankle had too much already when I was in the bus station. So whatever I can say, guys, tomorrow will be no walking. Tomorrow I'll spend all the day in my bed and work, and I have missed quite a bit of things to do in my work as well, so I know already what I will be doing tomorrow. Good night, guys. All the best, and see you probably day after tomorrow, or even one day later. Whatever. You won't notice it. Well, I stowed my microphone away already, but I must show you this. I like these things. Contact us in Viper, not Viber. You know that snake, Viper? I saw them a lot in my childhood. But I won't be contacting that way. I have the code for this one. Okay, now good night, guys. So friends, this is the second day in Nicosia. Well, my second day in Nicosia. And as I said you already yesterday, I was only working, and I just came out now when already it's evening. The moon is there, the sunshine was there. Sunshine, sunrise, no, what is it? Sunset. That's the word which I was looking for. Sunset is there. And I just came to get something to eat, and also in a way I decided to come to this place. This is something unusual, and this is the no man's land. Well, this is the border, as you see, but to be honest, the border doesn't look too serious. Like, if I wanted, I could easily go there, but no need. But that's the border to the no man's land. And also I have learned that a proper non-offending way how to call this place is a buffer zone, not the border, because the border would immediately trigger the idea that the island is split into two. But the Greek-speaking part, the Cypriot part, doesn't recognize the split. They say that all the island is Cyprus, and it is not split into two, but the northern part, that one further there, it is just occupied by Turkish. It's not split. And as always, I'm not endorsing either of the sides, either of the views. I'm just a foreigner, just a tourist. Who am I to judge what's right and what's wrong, how to live? Basically, you can see there is somebody's backyard, somebody's olive trees growing, then there's a barbed wire, and then there's this no man's land, this buffer zone between the two parties of the conflict. I am now in the southern part, the Cypriot part, and behind that no man's land you can see, well, I can zoom in, you can see the houses and the lights and the mountains already on the northern part. In that Turkish-speaking part of the island, which calls themselves Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. So basically self-proclaimed republic who is recognized only by one nation in the world, and it's Turkey, of course, because Turkey was the one who invaded it with army. So it would be funny if they wouldn't recognize it. And here you can see this road. That's the road which, as far as I understand, is used by UN peacekeeping forces to patrol, to make sure that nobody is coming in and out the buffer zone. And those houses as well are the Turkish part, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. I hope I'm using these terms correctly. Please forgive me if I'm not, and feel free to educate me in your comments, because I'm saying what I hear, what I have read, but as I said, I have no willingness to endorse either of the sides in the conflict. But yeah, as a tourist, showing this video for you guys who I guess are interested in seeing a little bit more of this world, I think this might be something interesting, strange, unusual, and worth showing you how you can live. This side of the barbed wire, that side is no man's land called buffer zone, and further there are the Turkish-speaking inhabitants of this island. I'm thinking how to say it, not to offend either side. Okay guys, that's it for this short evening video. And I'll go back to my hostel to do some work. And I'll see you probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, or who knows, sometime this week, hopefully, probably, when I do again some more explorations, whenever it happens, as soon as I'm finished with my works, and as soon as my ankle is good enough to walk again for longer distances, rather than just shop and the barbed wire zone. Hello friends from the next day, and here I walked, well, I'm basically working all day today as well, but I came out for a small change, and here it's this buffer zone, and you see that one is some military base with Cypriot and Greek flags on it, and with a big yellow sign which prohibits to take pictures, but it's said only on Greek. So I guess why they prohibit taking pictures, so that nobody would see probably how the military personnel is picking their nose or something, because they want to be feared, not laughed at. I don't know. Anyway, let's not take pictures of them, just videos. And here you see on that mountain on the far side, on the Turkish speaking side behind that buffer zone, you see there's some writing about Turkish something in Turkish language and the Turkish symbol, and on the right from it the white with crescent and star, that's the flag of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. And I found this place, which I thought will be a nicer looking park, but it's not very nice. But I thought there are some trees, I can hang my hammock in here and have some nice change. Instead of working indoors, I could be working somewhere here in my hammock in fresh air. And it's 26 degrees today in November. Isn't life good? Let's see, friends. No snakes? Looks like there are no snakes, at least not here. And you know, that's what I did. I put in the hammock in here. And I can do some work here on my tablet. I have my documents here as well. And I have some extremely delicious mandarins from this year's crop. Amazing. And the weather is good, and the place is quiet and actually not so ugly. That field looked a bit more distorted by human actions. Here it's quite a bit of feel like being in nature. And yeah, what can I say, friends? Life is really good, despite all the difficulties which I'm facing in the work. Life is good. And these places with birds singing here and 26 degrees with sunshine in November and all the other good stuff like this. This makes it so much easier to get over all the difficult things in work. So friends, I'll stop talking and keep on working. So friends, after 2 days of almost non-stop work, okay, I got him, he probably comes back and I need to stop him on this side. So, exactly 2 days of non-stop work, today, this morning, I'm taking a bus, which probably will be this minibus which just went that way and will be coming back. If I understood his gestures correctly, I'll be taking this minibus to the center of Nicosia or Lefkosia or Lefkosia, I don't know. Probably Lefkosia would sound more Greek, but I'm just guessing where to put the stress on the word. So I'll make this day an exploration day. Not all the day, probably, but I have everything with me. Besides my normal, I actually will make probably one video about this belt with all my pockets, and because I feel the testing phase is pretty much ending. I already have discovered how it works, so I can share it with you soon when I have a moment to make video about that. But I have my food on my belt as well. Usually I don't carry it around but at this moment it was worth it. And I have my hammock on my other side of the belt. So, and of course I have my tablet and all the documents and another phone, and this phone which I'm using to film. I have all these things as well. Actually can take off the mask actually. So I'll probably walk around Nicosia center, and when I will need a pause for my ankle, I'll stop somewhere in some park, stretch my hammock and make some change. I'll make a pause in walking, and I'll do some work on my tablet, and after that I can walk again a little bit, and then I can take bus to home, to hostel, and walk more. I already did some good stretch of morning work already. Now it's almost 11 a.m. so it's quite late already, but I had to do quite a few things before I can leave. But yeah, everything seems to be good, and let's wait for that bus and see when it comes. Ah, here it comes. It's actually very nice. It works fine, and it costs €1.50. And I have a very nice driver. He not only sold me a ticket, but also he was teaching me a few words in Greek, which I didn't know, so I was asking him and he taught me a few more words. So life is good, let's go exploring. These are the old city walls. Nicosia is one of those cities with one of the best preserved city walls. It's an interesting construction. I'll try to show you a map in one moment. It will be visible better that way. But it's a huge thing here as far as I understand. So ευχαριστώ. So that was our trip. That was our bus which we took, the city bus or mini bus, but city transport anyway. And this is the central bus station which we saw already on that late evening on the other day. When was it? 3 days ago. And here I can show you the... I can take off the mask, you'll hear me better. Here you can see the park during day, and initially I didn't understood what is it, what kind of depression is it. Like there is higher and it's down, and there is higher again, and the street is on the same level as there. But that's the old city wall. Basically that one is the old city wall, and this depression is dug out against the enemy's armies, the fortification of the city, as far as I understood. At least that's about the same which I saw in Malta. In Valletta they had even, I don't know, 3 times crazier, the same of ditch, like depression dug out, and very steep walls on both sides, so it's very difficult for somebody to climb in there, to go here and climb up there when somebody is shooting and throwing fiery balls or whatever. I don't know what. So that's as far as I can understand the story of this place. So let's explore Nicosia, or in Greek Lefkosia. It's interesting, the names. Lefkosia. Lefkos in Greek, as far as I remember, means white. So Lefkosia might be white city, whitey, something like that, I'm guessing. But Nicosia, Nikao would mean to conquer. So the conqueror city, the victorious city. Am I right? I'm not sure. I'm kind of guessing. I haven't read about this. I'm just starting to think about these two names, because in English it's Nicosia and in Greek it's Lefkosia. But both names are Greek. Anyway, let's walk around and see what interesting we can observe here in the very center of the city. And here behind this corner to the left, I think it should be, yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be, Ledras Street. And Ledras Street is the most famous and most visited street in Nicosia, as far as I hear. And it is the very central pedestrian street of the central Nicosia. Well, let's find out. What is it here? Full of cafes and restaurants and shops and tourist attractions. Well, attractions. Just places where tourists can spend their money, basically. Some kind of that situation. And interesting, in Nicosia, it's different people. For example, in Paphos, and partly also in Limassol, these places were full of European tourists. The vast majority of people on the streets were obvious beach tourists from Europe, looking for sunshine in the late autumn when Europe is almost getting ready for snow. I just got a very funny experience. My video was cut off because alarm went off, and I have alarm on Wednesdays at this time, which reminds me that I have to pay wages to my staff, and because that's something which I definitely don't want to forget. So I have not only calendar reminder, I have also alarm set once a week that I have to pay all my staff. And I paid already in the morning when I was working, but I forgot to switch off the alarm. So alarm went off and it stopped my video when I was explaining things to you which I observed. And the funniest thing was I switched off alarm, and what I hear is that alarm gets quieter, but it still keeps going. And I didn't understand what happened, why I switched off the alarm. It still keeps going, just quieter. And I was thinking, was it because the alarm went off while I was filming, and that's why the phone kind of got a glitch or something? I was thinking, and I was looking in all the apps and trying to figure out what happened. And then it dawned to me. The quieter alarm sound, which is still going, it wasn't from this phone. It was from my other backup phone, which I keep in my secret pocket deep inside, where nobody would probably find it if somebody would want to rob me, hopefully. And that one was going on still, and that's why it was quieter, so I had to dig it out and to switch it off. So, all good, no alarm sounds anymore, and I switched that off completely, and I left on only the alarm in my phone, which I always use, which I'm filming now. So my my employees should get their wages on time still. Okay, now where I was left with my story. The Paphos is obviously full of European tourists, sun-seeking beach tourists from Europe. But here it's very different. In Nicosia, there are very many local people who speak in Greek, and there are very many also immigrants from other continents, especially Africa. And I didn't see almost any immigrant in Paphos, for example, but in Nicosia there are very many of them. So it's different kind of people living, and different people which you meet when you walk around here. So it's also different from that point of view, not only from the point of view that Paphos, Limassol, Larnaca, these are beach seaside cities, and Nicosia is obviously not. It's in the middle of the island. But there is one more thing in Nicosia which is interesting. It is divided capital, divided city, with a big buffer zone snaking in the middle of it, splitting the city in two parts. The southern part, which speaks Greek, which is capital of Cyprus, which world usually knows when everybody mentions word Cyprus, that's what they mean. And the northern part is the capital, also capital of Northern Cyprus, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, which nobody recognizes in the world besides Turkey. And I will definitely go there as well, but maybe not today. Although, what do you think? Maybe? Oh, I am there already. Well, that's funny. You see this place? Well, and it's in 3 languages. In Greek, in Turkish and in English. Police control. And that's the border. That's the famous, the most central border crossing, the pedestrian only border crossing, with this monument, which I saw on internet as well, in my Google Maps. Yeah, that's the place where you cross into the Turkish side. What do you think, friends? Would that be an interesting idea to cross? Let me show you on the map. I see the map here. And I can show you also the walls. You see what's going on here? So, which map is better? You see this line? That's the walls, city walls. And this is only southern part, the Greek-speaking part. But the northern part is not really shown. Like, this is northern part, but the walls go in full circle like this. So it is literally split in the middle by this buffer zone. And here it is shown only with this dotted pink line. But if you would open some more proper map, you would see that it goes in a different thickness buffer zone. Sometimes it's very thick, sometimes it's very thin. In the thinnest places I heard it's only about 3 meters, very thin. And in the thickest places it's like half kilometer or more, I don't know. So this is the place. Interesting. And I know that, well, I should probably show you. Where are we? That's the bus station where I got out of the bus. And I went here, and that's the Ledras. Here they say Lidras. In my Google Maps it was Ledras. And the Greeks pronounced this D like Z, Ledras. street. So that's where I went talking with you. And I wonder, would that be a good idea to cross into Turkish part and walk there? And it's not shown here, but I can walk there, and there's another crossing, Ledras Palace crossing or something it was called, and I could walk back here and back here to make a circle and to see how is this. I think it's a good idea. I thought to leave all the northern explorations for other time. I have already booked 2 nights hostel in Girne in Turkish, I think, the town in the northern coast of Cyprus Island. So I will be there, and I will be showing you that place as well, which I think will be very interesting in many ways. But I think even now it wouldn't harm me to go through the Turkish part and go back and then explore a little bit more, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll take some, it looks like there's a good size garden or park. I might take some break there with my hammock and then come back, explore a little bit more in the second stretch, and then come back here to board my bus and go like there approximately. On the map would be my hostel. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let's go for it. So friends, I have entered the south, back from the northern part of Nicosia, the Turkish-speaking part of Nicosia, and I was spending most of my day in the northern part of Nicosia, or as Turkish call it, Lefkosia. And I'm back now in southern part, so we can continue the video about the southern part of Nicosia, or as in Greek language they call it Lefkosia. You know what? I need to find a place where I can have a rest in my hammock. And this looks like a good park. Remember that park on that map which I showed you before we crossed into the Turkish side? I wonder, is it the same garden? It's quite big, so it could be the same. But while I'm talking to you, I haven't checked my map, so I would need to check and see if it is the same or not. But in any case, it might be suitable for my hammock, maybe. Yeah, it looks quite good. It looks quite good, I would say. I wouldn't mind if there would be a water fountain. I miss them. It's not Georgia or Armenia where I had them on every corner. But I can understand they don't have so much water here in Cyprus. But maybe I'll find one. We'll see. In such places often they are. But in any case, I'll find a place for my hammock and have a little break for my walking. Have the rest of my fruit, my local bananas. It's funny actually, there is Cypriot grown bananas which are grown in Cyprus, and they taste quite nice. They're a bit smaller, but they're obviously fresher and harvested more ripe, which means they're a lot tastier. Anyway, let's find some nice place for rest for my legs. Beautiful trees. And what's there? Some pond. there was some water like in a artificial waterfall, but I doubt it is very safe to drink it. I'm not sure. It might be a good training for my immune system. Maybe. But maybe it would be a foolish risk, I don't know. And I'm not sure about this thing either. No, there's nothing in it. So there is no point even discussing is it drinkable or not. It's the irrigation water, so it probably might not be the best thing to drink. Beautiful, it's beautiful. What do you see? What do you say? Nice, nice. Well done, Cypriots. But you see, there's a sign for a toilet. And if it's not some porta cabin but a proper toilet, there might be taps with municipal water in them, which should be quite drinkable. I drink it without any problems. And even though it might be a smelly place, but at least the water is the same water which I drink from my tap in my hostel, so it should be alright. Let's see and check it out. Is it here? Toilets, yes, it's here. Apochoritiria. Apo would be off, and choris is away, something off, away. But it looks like it looks like, of course, that's how it looks like. And you see that thing there, that's what I need. That's the only thing I need. I can use bushes for that side, but I can't get to there and get the water to drink. Will I really have to buy something drinkable here for money? I normally don't do it, but I haven't found any drinkable water for the whole day, and I quite badly need it. Okay, let's find some place for some rest, have my bananas, and then think about it. This cat came to visit me and see what's going on in his place, why there is some squatter arrived in his place. But the place is nice actually. And I actually checked out, it is the same municipal garden park which I was looking on that map and showing to you too. So it is the right place. And actually people are walking behind that thing further, and they're more down. So I'm not in anybody's view exactly. And on that side it's a little bit further, but it's quite, very rarely people might walk there, but maybe from that side somebody could see me. Not even from that side where a lot of people walk. And even if somebody would see me, what could be the worst that could happen? Most likely nobody would say anything. In the very worst case scenario, maybe they would ask me to leave. Okay, I would leave then. It's not the end of the world anyway. And here I have my belt with my pockets. That's a story for some other time. And my bananas, which are still left from all my food which I had today with me. So I'll have some meal. I'll have some rest for my legs and I'll do some work on my tablet while resting my legs, and then I'll make probably some other short stretch of walking and exploring of the southern part of Lefkosia, and then will be time to board the bus back home to my hostel. What do you think, cat? Or you don't listen to me at all? This cat was looking to me all the time, but now it's not. Or he just knows that I'm filming him. Anyway, see you in a moment, guys. And while I'm having my banana, there is a second cat which also came. I don't know if you can see them both. They're both looking at me now. What's going on in my property? What is this foreigner doing here? It's my space, my mice, everything mine. Is that what you're thinking, cats? And these cats must be speaking Greek, not Turkish anymore, because we are on the Greek-speaking side already. Right? He said yes, probably. You know what, friends? It's only half an hour till sunset, so I'll better get going. I shouldn't stay here for too long. Ah, it was good. It was really good. That's my charging cable. It was so good. Okay, let's keep going. Hello friends, it's so good to have a hammock with you, I can't tell you how good it is. Nice. And this is beautiful, isn't it? Nice. Vladimiros Kaikaridis. It looks like some Lithuanian with a Russian forename. But probably not. And I said looks, I meant sounds. Anyway, it's less than half an hour till sunset, and I think it's a good idea to keep going, because, you know, it's funny, I haven't properly seen a lot of the center of Lefkosia yet, the Greek-speaking Nicosia. I came to visit this part and I ended up visiting the northern part and enjoying it so much that I couldn't make myself going back, because, you know, this European part, the European Union even part, Greek-speaking part, it's very European. It's nothing special, kind of. It's okay, yeah, nice, good, but it's like Europe, almost, like Malta. Nothing so special. But that part was interesting, was unusual. That's why I couldn't make myself to go back to the south again. Funny. And by the way, that northern part, it's funny, it's not considered Europe, at least yeah, I would probably consult some more authoritative source to claim some loud statements, but authorized personnel only. Yeah, because that's a buffer zone. That's the buffer zone. Although here it looks like nothing. And even this part, technically, as I said already, is buffer zone. But yeah, nobody cares about this probably here. And let's explore along this route, because this route kind of goes in and out of the buffer zone. Will it be something interesting or no? We'll see. So yes, about the north. I use an app in iOS app for iPhones and iPads, which is called Mark or Travel, which is kind of a it's a bit foolish, but it's handy way how to record your visits to different countries, and it makes a special map for you. Which countries have you visited, which countries have you lived in, which countries have you went through, and so on. And on that app, Cyprus is Republic of Cyprus, the southern part of Cyprus is shown as Europe, part of Europe, and the northern part, alongside with Turkey, is shown as part of Asia or Middle East. So, if I can believe that, and it kind of makes sense because the northern part of Cyprus is pretty much more or less the same thing as Turkey. And if we don't consider Turkey to be Europe, but Asia, well, except that small piece of the west side of the Bosphorus. Are these guys playing tennis in buffer zone? That's exactly what's happening. And on top of that buffer, on top of that walls, the fortification, is the Turkish part, as far as I understand. Interesting. So yeah, it was funny that I was crossing the border and going into that other part, which internationally is not recognized as being anything other than Republic of Cyprus. The one which we call southern part, yeah. So theoretically it's not even considered to be a border, but now it turns out it's not just border to a different country, de facto country, but it is also a border between continents. As funny as it sounds. Well, a strange, unique, interesting place. What can I say? Well, sorry for misleading you, friends. While talking, I didn't notice that I took a wrong turn, and that tennis court, it's not buffer zone. I have walked away from the buffer zone. It is, yes, the wall, the fortification, the Venetian wall, that one, which you can see there, above these courts. But above there is still southern part, Greek-speaking part. It's not a buffer zone. I walked away from it. Sorry for misleading you. So here is the bus stop already. And no, I don't have green. There is green, but here is red. And I did something which I normally don't do. I bought something to drink. It wasn't very expensive. It was kind of okay. But I haven't got any water throughout all the day, so it's not good. I need to get something in. And it seems to be something interesting. Guava. We'll see. Maybe it will be nice. And it's kind of funny that I was spending most of the day in the cheap place in the northern part, but I didn't buy anything because I didn't have their money, and I wasn't planning to be there, so that's why I didn't have anything. And I was carrying around fruit which I bought here for European prices. Well, the fruit were cheap anyway and good, but still it kind of wasn't. I could bought it cheaper in the northern part if I knew I will be in northern part. and then I returned back in south, and now I buy again something to drink, but that's okay. That's the only thing which I bought today, so we'll be fine. I will get within my budget, don't worry, friends. So, what can we see here? It is actually quite crazy feeling. I came to look at Southern Nicosia and I didn't look properly on it, just a little bit. It's crazy. It is so interesting there in north, so it's difficult for me to be watching here. But you see, this is very European-like view. This could be in Malta, this could be in many other places in Europe. Nothing too special. Okay, nice. What's the problem? Nice. I like it. It's beautiful. Nicely used space in this fortification. Why not? But is it so exciting as it was in the northern part? Not really. It's nice. I like it. I enjoy it. But that one caught my attention more, which we saw in the northern part. What do you think, friends? Do you like this better? Or do you like the northern part better? Check my other video about the northern part. What do you think? I'd be interested to know, actually. Maybe I'm the only one who finds that thing more interesting, more unusual, more unseen for me. Probably that's the only reason why it's interesting. Like, technically here is everything is nicer, more polished, more posh, more cute, clean, cool, and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's probably what we haven't seen and what we find unusual, what attracts us, what makes us interested, what makes us feel that it was worth traveling and seeing this something which we normally don't see. This is how it works, probably, I guess. What do you think? Can you see down below here as well? Oh yes, you can. Only you need to be a little bit tall. Do not climb. Okay, I won't. And what's here? Do not climb. What does it mean? It is above the rails, so I guess here I can climb. And okay. It wasn't probably the best idea. Okay. It was funny. It was funny. I was trying to interpret the sign, because the sign looked like over these railings I shouldn't climb, not here. But probably it wasn't what they meant. So the policeman immediately whistled to me and let me know that there is something wrong with what I'm doing. And while I'm telling you these things, the lights went on, so I think maybe I'll have a moment to try this juice as well. What do you think, friends? Will it be nice? Guava should be nice. Guavas usually are good. That's the policeman. It's definitely tasty, but to be honest, I don't know if it's tasty because it is tasty or just because I'm thirsty. Either way, it works nicely at this moment. Cheers. That's good. That was what I need. And the policeman walked away. He just whistled to me and walked away. He just came here because he knew I'll be climbing where I shouldn't. Crazy stuff. What do you think, guys, about this kind of open space architecture? Do you like it? It's kind of nice. Kind of nice. Why not? Why not? Space for the teenagers to meet during the late night hours, I guess. I don't know. When I was walking in the late, well, it wasn't that late, but still quite late, after the last buses were finished, there was quite a bit of people hanging out here, but I couldn't say that huge amounts. Yeah, that's it, guys. What else could we explore a little bit in the southern part, so that we have at least seen something? By the way, here you can see not Cyprus and Greek flag, as it's often the case, but Cyprus and European Union flag, which is kind of more official, more as it should be, quote unquote. But why not? I don't mind either of the ways. Actually, it's a bit disappointing. These colors in life look 5 times nicer than in my screen. Yeah, sorry, my friends. There's nothing I can help you. They're quite beautiful color combinations, but on the screen it doesn't really show. Okay, you have to come yourselves here, my friends. That's the only thing I can tell. I can't show you on the camera all the colors. Yeah, that's quite cool space. Why not? So, shall we walk a little bit around these very central streets? This is the center of the center, kind of. Well, depends how you call. Basically, this Ledres street, that's the one which we walked. Remember, in the morning? Well, for you it wasn't morning, it was just the beginning of this video. It wasn't beginning, actually. It was beginning of this morning. That part of that video. When we walked out of this street here, where the bike goes. No, bike didn't go there. We walked out of this street and we went there, and we went talking till the very border checkpoint. So let's walk some other streets and see around. Yeah, what I wanted to say, that street was the very, very center of Nicosia, at least southern side of Nicosia. There is nothing more central than that pedestrian street, as far as I can understand. But yeah, here is also kind of less central, but another pedestrian street. And let's walk a little bit around some other streets in the center. Let's see what we find, let's see what's interesting, and then probably it will be time already to look for our bus home. That's nice, isn't it? Cute looking. Can I zoom it a little bit? My juice pack gets in my way a little bit, but that's what I meant. So, let's explore a little bit this part before it's time to go to our bus. It's interesting how these sailcloth type things make the more home-like feel in the street. And I guess that in the summer, when it's really hot here, they might provide a nice shade as well, so it doesn't become so scorchingly hot here. But yeah, it changes the ambience feel completely. I don't know if you see it on video as well, but it kind of it makes a very different feel to walk on the street when you're here. The evening is slowly setting in. Sun is already down. And that's how the pretty much central streets look in Lefkosia. I wonder, what are these kind of trees? They're strange, something strange. I don't know if you can see anything in this darkness, but they're like birch looking leaves, almost, not exactly. Beech kind of looking, like a beech tree looking fruit, and a plain looking, oh, not almost, yeah, not exactly plain, aspen maybe looking, what do you call them, trunks. So it is kind of strange combination of everything, probably something which doesn't grow in those latitudes where I have been for most of my life. Anyway, that was an off topic. Well, off topic or on topic, what was it? What do you think? I'm exploring. That's what you get when I'm exploring. I forgot that I had Zoom on. Sorry people. I'm probably getting a bit tired. So this must be Ledra Street again. We will cross it and go perpendicular to it. Yeah, it is Ledra Street. Although I don't see any signs, but I know from my maps, and I pretty much recognize the place when we were going exact same route towards there in the morning. The juice was very nice in this moment when I was really thirsty, but at the end, when I wasn't thirsty anymore, I do realize that it was very tasty, not because it is tasty, it was tasty because I was thirsty. So friends, don't buy that juice if you see it. Although I just did, yeah. But it was good in my situation, but just to have it because it's a good juice, no, it's not. Sorry, the manufacturers of it. Can't help. Make a better juice, or don't expect me to say good words about it. Well, there's nothing in here. Nothing to see. Laundry station, that's it. And I'm not somewhere away, it's the very center. On the Ledra Street, you see, it's even the lights are on there. They turned more lights on when I'm complaining like this. On the Ledra Street, all the traffic is there and everything is there. Here, few steps away, nothing. Really nothing. What can I tell you? But I'll probably show you this. You have to see what it is in real life. What do you think? And what will be here? I think if it's not this, then the next street. So that's the one-way street. Yeah, that's this direction. Yeah, the next one should be the right one. Because I remember it was one-way street on the opposite direction, which I needed. Then I'll turn left, and then I'll walk towards the bus station And you see? Nothing really. One Greek flag. Nothing else to see. No lights even. Well, there are some lights further on. But here, no lights at all. That's a bit crazy. I thought they're a little bit better off than they probably are. Okay. It is European Union, but it doesn't mean it is as rich as most European Union. Like Romania and Bulgaria is European Union too. Are they very rich? I'll let you judge about that. Yeah, strange. Even, I know, here I see street lights, they're just not on. But here, there is one again, but on that part I didn't see any street lights at all. Anyway, friends, let's walk towards the bus station. That's something newer, and that's something older. Yeah, you see these kind of buildings, you can find them not only on the north side but here as well. And here is a very central part. It's the very center, and it's literally around the corner is the bus station. So it's not somewhere away from the site. It's very center. So friends, I think in something around 10 or 15 minutes time, depending how long I have been talking to you, we should have our 5 p.m. bus towards our home. Shall we get it? I think so. It's a bit funny how I didn't explore too much in this place, but that's okay. I'm not exploring places to tick the boxes. That's to Limassol. I'm not exploring in order to tick the boxes. I'm exploring if and when I see it interesting and worth it. And in that regard, I have no slightest amount of doubt that this day exploration was amazing. And by the way, here in such noise from all the sides, I'm definitely sure you wouldn't hear me without microphone. With a regular phone microphone, you wouldn't hear me at all. It's crazy noise from all directions. But with this microphone, which is very near my mouth, I think you should be able to hear me, but I'll check it out when I edit the video. Whenever that will happen, probably a month from now. I haven't yet finished my video. I wonder where the bus should stop. I haven't yet finished my video. I have only started my video about train from Tbilisi to Yerevan. So you can check up my video history and see how long ago it was. That's how much free time I had. I usually edit my videos only on 2 cases. When I'm somewhere traveling, for example, in a bus or train or plane, and the situation is such that it's difficult to concentrate on the work, so I do the second grade kind of concentration level stuff, and I edit my videos. Or another occasion is if I'm too tired, so I can't concentrate enough for work. So then that level of brain is enough for editing videos. So then I do my editing. My work requires quite a good level of concentration, and it's a problem if I make mistakes. Video editing doesn't require that high level of concentration. I can do it when I'm more tired. Yeah, but while I'm rambling around, I can't see the place where the bus stop could be for 148 bus number 148. Maybe I should ask around. Ah, there is somebody. Oh, nice, there is somebody in the counter, or what do you call it in English? And this thing you see, this web page is not available. It wasn't available 3 days ago. So nothing has changed. It's still unavailable. The man at the counter said that the stop is somewhere on this side. It's not specific place, it's wherever it's empty, he will stop. Well, let's wait and see then. Maybe let's walk more towards that side, just to be safe, that if he would come here, that I would notice him behind these buses. Like here might be a good place to sit. He is ringing the bell and asking for money. Oh, that's a nice method. Save your voice. Good news. It was 5 minutes late, but it's actually very nice that it's only 5 minutes late. I was thinking it might be more. So it's number 148. And that's what we need. Yeah, so? Ευχαριστώ. So, that's it, my friends. We are in. See you, Christo. So that was it, guys. We are almost home. Can take off the mask. And actually, well, that's cool. I got actually one stop earlier, which is actually better. I didn't notice this stop when I was coming to the center. I didn't know there's a stop. I was coming out of here, going around this corner and to the next stop because I didn't know there's a stop here. And I didn't notice behind that tree. Okay, well, that's cool. I timely pressed the button for the next stop because I knew that next stop is mine, but I pressed it a little bit ahead of time to be sure. And he stopped in this stop. What can be better than that? We got even further quicker. Okay, friends, that will be it for today for me, but for you I don't end the video yet, because I will put in this same video all the pieces regarding southern part of Nicosia, which also will include my last day in Nicosia, which for me will be day after tomorrow, but for you it will be the next seconds of this video. And I'll put all the northern part of Nicosia, or Lefkosia, all those pieces in a separate video about that place. So feel free to check that video as well. And what can I say, friends? It has been a very long, amazing day. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great. It was so good. And again, maybe even more because I was working so much yesterday and day before yesterday. I was working pretty much all hours when I was awake. A little bit of eating, little bit of quick walk to the shop, having some food and work again. For 2 days in a row like that. And this made for a situation where today I enjoyed like crazy. It was a great day in any case, but after the last 2 days, which were quite stressful and full of work, which was something which I have been doing a long time. So nothing new there, nothing exciting there, just have to get it done. Nice moon there, behind a small piece of cloud. Like this I can show you probably. Wow, like this even better. 3 times zoom it shows me. Nice guys. Okay. So, after those 2 days, this exploration day looked like amazing. I'm in my hostel, and here in the sink we have one friend. One quite interesting friend. It's the first time I think I see a lizard in a sink. That's cool. So good morning, my friends. This is my last day in Greek-speaking Nicosia and Greek-speaking Cyprus itself, because today I am going to catch a bus, hopefully successfully, to Kyrenia in Northern Cyprus, and I'll spend the next 2 nights in Northern Cyprus, basically 3 days. To addition to that half day which I already spent in Northern Nicosia. And then it looks like it will be some interesting surprise what will be my next country. But yeah, I'll leave it as a surprise. I'll tell you probably as soon as I see that all the necessary boxes are ticked for me to be able to get there. And yeah, speak then. So friends, you know this drill already. I'm just taking my minibus with that same driver who taught me some Greek the other day. I'm taking it to the center, to Solomon Square, and I was previously thinking that I will have to cross the border on foot and then to look for a bus station on the northern side of Nicosia. But my Rome to Rio app showed that there are buses every hour that leave very near from that main bus station in the south side. So we will see, we will find out, and I'll let you know. But this far I probably could make some small conclusion about the south side of Cyprus and about my time here. In general, I would say I enjoyed it very much. I really like the weather, especially knowing that it is November, so it's really cool. And everything has been very nice, but I have to say that this place is a little bit like it is European Union, and you can feel it. Although it's not the richest part of European Union, but you can feel that things are very civilized here and very, how do you say it, even though it's southern, but you could have the same sights in Malta, in Italy, in Greece, in many other parts of Europe. So these speed bumps are funny, especially on the back seat of the minibus. They just get me up. So yeah, in a few minutes or a couple hours, I don't know, time, I'll be crossing into Asia, into the northern part of Cyprus, where things will get more unusual and more interesting, and after that will probably be even more unusual and interesting, but we'll get there. In any case, I can definitely recommend you coming to this country. It's really nice. The seaside resort towns are not very cheap. Nicosia is a bit more affordable, even though it's a capital, but it's nice, and all around I would say I'm very happy with Cyprus, and yeah, you saw it as far as I saw it, and I think you can draw your own conclusions as well. Ευχαριστώ. So friends, I can take off the mask, enjoy some fresh air, and we have arrived in the center of Nicosia. And actually, these are my last minutes probably with mobile internet. Last minutes in European Union. It looks like it will be a long time, a few months definitely, before I come back to Europe. Will be interesting. Okay friends, that was it for the video of Nicosia, or in Greek as they say Lefkosia, for the southern part of Nicosia, for the Greek-speaking part. And now I'll be embarking, well, not yet embarking, looking somewhere there for a bus which might take me to the northern Cyprus, to Kyrenia, or Girne, I think it's called in Turkish. And I'll say goodbye to you for this video, and see you in some other videos.